Our next speaker is Mike Slattery. With the best intentions, Mike Slattery.
Have you ever filled out an advanced medical directive? If you have, you already know what it entails. If you haven't, allow me to explain to you briefly and simply what it is. An advanced medical directive is a form that you fill out, a legal form, that tells the doctors and the hospitals what kind of medical procedures you want done should you not be able to talk or communicate in any way. And on that form also is a name where you put a person who can speak for you that already knows what's on that directive. 20 years ago, I put my lovely wife Beverly's name as the person to speak for me. Four years ago, I went to have my annual dermatology checkup. And the doctor looked and noticed on the left side of my nose was a squamous cell carcinoma. And he suggested that be removed, and the reason being is because he didn't want that to turn into melanoma, which is a deadly form of cancer. Well, obviously, I agree. So, he made an appointment for me for 2 weeks later to come in and have that removed. And at that time, he suggested that I bring a driver because on my way home, I might still have the effect of the drugs or the surgery, so I might not be attentive enough to be driving. So I said, okay. 2 weeks later, I come back, have my lovely wife, Beverly, with me, and we are sitting in the waiting room. The surgeon comes out, and he sits down, and he explains to me exactly what he's going to do. And at that point, he said, wait here, and the nurse will call you back in. So we did. About 15 minutes later, the nurse comes out, calls us in, and I'm thinking, incorrectly, that Beverly would wait for me until the procedure is done. Wrong. She follows me in, and the nurse looks at her, and she says, gee, would it be okay if I came in and watched what was going on? And the nurse said, that would be okay, but make sure you stay out of the way of the staff and the doctor. She said, okay. So I go in, and I have to take my shirt off, and they put on a surgical gown that's only half size. The nurse ties it from behind and tells me to sit in this chair that looked like a barber chair that had more U-joints and things that I had never seen before and could go into different positions that I couldn't even imagine. So I sat down in the chair, and the doctor came over and he shot me up with an anesthetic in the left side and right side of my nose, and then up underneath the what do you call this, the lip, so that it wouldn't numb me. So I'm going to wait 5 minutes, 10 minutes till this takes effect, and I'll come out. And I'm going to remove this carcinoma, and I'm going to take it down to the pathologist who will check to make sure I got all of it up, so there'd be no cancer. I said, well, that makes sense. That's good. So after the anesthetic took effect, the doctor comes over, and he starts his procedure. And I'm looking out the corner of my eye, and here I see Beverly at the foot of the chair, overlooking to see if the surgeon of 25 years was doing it correctly, like she was the chief of staff of surgeons from the VA. Anyway, so they took the spot down to pathology, came back, and thank goodness they got all of the cancer out. So I was very happy about that. And the surgeon said to me, look, I can take a spot off your fanny, put it there in that little crater, and nobody will know that I had surgery done. I looked at him and I said, I don't know, Doc. I said, I'm going to have a spot here and a spot on my fanny. No, thank you. That's quite all right. But of course, Beverly says, well, why don't you do that? I said, because I don't want the pain. That's why I don't do it. So, the doctor was about to leave. Beverly asked him, look, my husband has some spots on his back. There's these little skin tags and little spots. Would you mind taking a look at them? And he said, no, I wouldn't mind looking at them. And if there's a problem, I'll let you know. So I left my shirt off. Doctor comes over and he says, yeah, there's a skin tag here, skin tag there. And he said, or she said, could you get those off? No problem. I've got this liquid nitrogen in this bottle. I'll just take them off. So he puts his finger on the one skin tag and he goes, shh, not one, oh. And then he puts a finger on the other one and I said, that's enough. He goes, shh. Oh, that wasn't enough. Shh. Oh. Then Beverly steps in and says, what about that one? Okay. Oh, no. What about that one? I said, no, that's enough. I quit. No more. I said, it's on my back and nobody would care if I had skin tag spots or a tattoo of the Lord because I'm about to take his name in vain. My suggestion, if you ever have an outpatient procedure, just bring along your advanced medical directive. Have somebody drop you off. And on the way home, call a cab or Uber. And I'm coming.